Yo, and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. Happy Monday to everybody. I hope your week is off to a good start. Today's video, I have a stack of slabs over here that I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. But I want to make a point about it because these slabs are all incredibly inexpensive stuff. And I'm going to title the video something like, it's not always about the money. And it was kind of inspired a little bit by Ed Weskergriff. And if you don't know who Ed is, there are people that think I'm an OG in the card community, and it's just not true because I know guys that are way, way older than me, and I consider them to be OG. And Ed's one of those guys. Ed and Mike O, guys like that, really bridge a gap between kind of the super old school guys that did YouTube card videos and then kind of the newer generation that I would kind of consider myself to be in. And yeah, Ed did a video recently about how it feels like the hobby is just more and more about the money aspect of it. The sad reality is that the hobby's always been about the money in terms of the business part of it. And you can't escape it. There's no point in trying. It just is cards cost money. They cost money to make, they cost money to buy, they cost money to collect. All of those things are true. And so money is invariably going to be a part of the hobby. But Ed's point was the focus on the money. And admittedly, buying the Grail collection and some other things, being involved in chasing cardboard, etc., I've gotten to see the money side of it a lot more recently than simply the collecting aspect of the hobby, which I am still deeply engrossed in, as will be evidenced by the slabs that you're going to see here in a minute, which will be fun to show. So the money part of it is no question escaping it. But I think Ed's point is well taken in that sometimes it's just fun to collect. And that's, once I got kind of all the Grail collection, where we're at on that is getting it all kind of inventoried and what we're going to grade, etc. All the cards that are going to be graded are off to PSA. And speaking of the money part, there's 382 cards, I think, that we're grading total. It costs a little over 10 grand to grade all the cards that we're grading out of the Grail collection. And so having done that, I just thought, man, I'm going to go look for some cheap slabs. I'm going to go look for some stuff that I love, that I want, and see what I can find. And turns out I found quite a few. And you're going to see those here in a minute. And it was just fun just to, be on the hunt for this stuff and see what I could do. So that is what I'm going to show you guys. But just remember, it's, that certainly there's money, no question. And if you're a dealer, obviously it is the money. It's your livelihood. It's whatever. Certainly important, not trying to minimize that or whatever. But I love these cards that you're going to see here in a minute because they are what they are. I'll explain it. I'll talk about each one and why I wanted it and why it's a part of my collection. So yeah, let's get to that because that'll be fun. Hang on one second. All right, so as you will see, as you look at these slabs, I definitely didn't buy any of these because, they were a great investment or because of what they might turn into down the road. None of that. All of these I bought because I wanted them and they fit my collection and what I love to do. So the first one, it's actually a super modern card, 2023 Topps, Albert Pujols. So this is Pujols' last card, and I collect, one of my projects is to have the last Topps card of every Hall of Famer. And in fact, the last card, period. Sometimes it's not a Topps card. But I love how on the back you can see all the stats, and Pujols has some amazing stats. I wonder where Pujols ranks all time. Like, I'm trying to think where I would put him in all-time greats. He's definitely top 10. I don't know. It'd be an interesting thought experiment to go through and figure out where Pujols lands in the list of all-time greats. But yeah, I got it in a mint 9, which is perfectly fine by me. I didn't need a 10. A 10 was actually twice as much almost, so I don't need one digit higher for twice the money, because the money I saved on this allowed me to buy some of the other stuff that you're going to see here in a second. I'm actually going to put Albert back here with his nice beer gut hanging out there. Love that. Reminds me of me. All right. Again, cheapy stuff. 1989 Topps Gil Hodges, Turn Back the Clock. So these Turn Back the Clocks were in 87, 88, 89. Can't remember beyond that, but they've just went back 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, whatever, and showed a card. Here's the 69 Gil Hodges. Of course, he was the manager of the Miracle Mets. And yeah, 89 Topps. Pictures a Hall of Famer. So that's part of my 4-decade set. People have asked me what the 4-decade set is. I feel like I explain it more than I need to, but one last time, I'm trying to get every Topps card or Bowman card from 1950 to 1989 that pictures a Hall of Famer on it, and this meets that criteria. So finding this card graded, not easy, but it was still really cheap. It's an 8, which is fine. So there's that one. Speaking of Turn Back the Clocks, how about Nolan Ryan? This is from 88 Topps, and looking back at 1983. And so the back, basically, of these cards just kind of goes through 1983 and a bunch of different things that happened 5 years ago in this case, and pictures the 83 Topps Nolan Ryan card. So I got that. More 4-decade cards. 1983 Topps Orioles batting and pitching leaders. You've got Eddie Murray and Jim Palmer. So you got 2 Hall of Famers on that one. So I've been wanting that. That's, again, this was the stuff I was hunting for. I'm like, okay, I'm going to look for the weird and the stuff that I just can't find all the time. And, you know, these are $15-ish would be my guess for these so far. There's the Joe Morgan on the 83 Topps batting and pitching leaders for the Giants. That one's a mint 9, still cheap even in a 9. This is all stuff that's not high demand in the hobby, but that I love. Now these are becoming more popular. People are loving these leaders cards from the vintage era. This is 68 Topps. This pictures 3 Hall of Famers. You've got Cepeda, Clemente, and Aaron, and a nice collector grade of a 6. This is actually a card that JT picked up for me at a show. He knew that I needed it. JT has access to my ultimate want list, and so he wanted that, or he found that, and I bought it from him. He bought it for me, and I paid him. Got a couple of more these leaders cards. This is from 66 Topps, the pitching leaders, and on here is Jim Cott, who's a Hall of Famer. So that's why I wanted that card. Also from 66 Topps are the strikeout leaders, and you've got Sandy Koufax, Bob Gibson, Hall of Famers, and then Bob Veal, who was a great pitcher for the Pirates back in the 60s. So that's only a 4, but on the leaders cards, I'm significantly less concerned about the numerical grade and just having one slabbed up for the collection. So, yep, 2 Hall of Famers on that one. Again, those have become really popular, and that's cool to see, actually, that people see they can get all these multiple Hall of Famers. Here's a 63 Topps Jim Bunning. This was, I'm getting close on 63 Topps. The Bunning was just one of those I was missing. I was able to snag this in a 6. And then a couple of cards from 1950 Bowman. This was a set I was really focused on at Strongsville, and I ended up picking up several cards from it in Strongsville, and I get back and I start looking for some of them that I didn't have and couldn't find at the show. And so Gil Hodges, this was actually an auction, so it was great because I think I still got it cheaper than I really expected to, certainly lower than my max bid. This is in a 4. Gil Hodges there, love the color on that. 50 Bowman's one of those, I think, just, I don't know, underrated sets maybe. I don't know how to describe it, but ignored. I don't know. There's no, huge rookies in 50 Bowman or anything like that. So it just kind of gets usually tossed to the side. Here's another 50 Bowman of a teammate, Gil Hodges, the Duke Snyder. This was also an auction. And this is, if you want the epitome of a card that I love for my collection in the vintage era, this is it. Numerical grade 3.5, right? fine. The half grades, I am all over. I think they are awesome because you can get a nice looking example, and people just don't look for these for some reason. And so you can end up getting them much less expensive. You've got a little bit of rounded corners, which is not surprising on a 1950 card, but you've got really decent centering on this, good color, good registration, like everything else works on this card. Clean back, no major creases or anything. This is ideal for me because the numerical grade keeps the price reasonable, and that is a great mixture of eye appeal of the card versus cost. And that's kind of the perfect mix that I'm always looking for. And to me, that's called value, right? That's where you find really good value. So that is it. I love Ebbets Field in the background. I mean, that's just awesome, isn't it? So there you go, guys. That is the mail day today. And again, buy cards you love, buy cards that fit something, and the money part of it, hopefully that's secondary for you, but just keep buying stuff you love, like these. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Keep collecting.